talking about a player that we don't want to get injury prone. The rumours continue. The Jude rumours continue. But we're now in a really weird situation where 3 clubs seem really confident they're signing Jude Bellingham, being Real Madrid, Man City, and ourselves.
I think you can rule Man City out now. I think any player would be crazy to join at the minute because they could get points docked. They could, after fall, they could even look at what happened to Rangers. They got put in the bottom division. That could happen to City. This is 100 odd counts, and now it's broke that they bought Erling Haaland on the fiddle as well, which everyone knew. But that's come out. So I think you can rule City out to anyone this summer, especially Bellingham.
Well, I'm with you on, all right, it's serious for Man City. I still firmly believe, what do the FA want? The FA want the government off their back and money in the bank. So they're investigating Man City. They'll do all the things. It'll be the world's greatest ever fine for sporting history. Bosh government off their back. Big Christmas party. Look how much money we've made.
Well, no matter what, if they fine them, they could then face lawsuits from Liverpool, Manchester United for saying, well, they cheated the way to that league. We lost out on X amount of revenue. We've then got sides who could say, well, if they didn't have that much revenue, we might have stayed up. I think they've got to do something. I don't think they can just give them a fine this time because there's 100 odd breaches and more just keeps coming out. So I don't think Jude will go City for that reason. They had a very good chance, obviously, for money, but sounds crazy. But Jude Bellingham doesn't strike me as the player who's that bothered about getting the biggest payday right now. I think he knows he's got 10, 15 years in his career, providing he doesn't have a bad injury, where he can get that money. He's that good. He knows he's going to be, the way football's going, he's going to be on stupid money by the time he retires. So he knows he'll get that. For me, I'm very, very confident because we've been given this £250 million war chest. And loads of people on Twitter seem to think that Bellingham, all the money will be gone. But we'll end up paying like 70 million up front for Bellingham. We'll do something like that. And then for Jude, do I go and play in Spain, where it hasn't really worked out for many English players, or do I go to the Prem, which is the league I grew up watching? Because if you think of English players in Real Madrid, Owen, McManaman and stuff, they weren't nowhere near as big there as they was at home.
But the point you make about Man City is also true for Real Madrid and Barcelona. Because they're still pushing forward with the European Super League. So everything that's going on with that club, you don't know where you're going to be playing.
I think all players know that. I think that'll only happen if everyone goes, though. So it'll either be the Champions League or the Super League. I can't see it being 2 competitions, me.
No, I'm not going to, Drew, we're not going to hit the Jude Bellingham drum all night because
he's coming
too short. And Matty's the most optimistic Liverpool fan on the planet. But
yeah, great. Stevie G's number, grew up idolising Gerrard. It all makes sense, James.
It does. It does, actually.
His dad's getting into becoming a scout at us and stuff. And we're meant to be signing Job as well as part of it. His whole family coming up to Liverpool. He's wearing a number. He grew up with the player idolising. He's called Jude. The family love Liverpool anyway.
No other club can turn around to him and say, you can be our Steven Gerrard. Because he is the closest we'll ever get to seeing another Steven Gerrard in our lifetime. And that's how you sell the club. I think the likes of what we were saying about City, I think what also doesn't help them is that it's a dark cloud. And going into any business deal and contractual agreements with an agent, the first sentence is, we will put a clause in place to ensure that if it does go against us, it's not a right way to make business, to do business. So while that is over their head, I think part of what City wants is it to go as quickly as possible, but they want it to be as efficient as well, which I don't think you can do both. I think it's going to be a long process. And while that's over, the club and lingering over the club, you can't make any sales. You look at Barcelona, we mentioned Barcelona before, they're hanging on to the thread and Juventus because they've got no financial money at all, and their hope and reliance is on a Super League to take and break the UEFA fan base and break the Premier League, because that's no one can compete with it, and they're losing out, and that's why we've seen Barcelona mortgage everything.
Yeah, I mean, Barcelona have gambled on their entire future, haven't they? Sort of taken mortgage and be paying back for the next 50 years.